Britain is the sixth strongest economy in the world, yet homelessness rises each and every year. Today, there are over 20,000 people in the UK who don't have a home to call their own, and over 2,500 of them sleep rough without a roof over their heads. This film explores how big a problem homelessness really is and what help there is for those who seem destined to walk invisible on the streets of our towns and cities. On average, Manchester has over 6,000 individuals who have no permanent home, but there are those who go out of their way to help. Coffee for Craig is just one of these organisations.
We started Coffee for Craig in September 2013, following my brother's death, Craig. He died in a car park of a heroin overdose. So I put a post on Facebook saying, do me a favour, if you see someone who's sleeping on the streets, give them a cup of coffee and say it's from Craig. Once your eyes are opened, I think, you just see so much going on and you realise people are sleeping on the streets and how tragic it is. So you want to do something to help, and that's what we did.
I was homeless. I was actually from a normal home. Through family problem, my mum's got dementia, hence I ended up homeless. I was in my car for a couple of days. Then other charity came and knocked on my car door, helped me with different stuff. And from there, I came here, and then I got put to a hotel and to different hostels. But actually, sleeping rough was probably only a few days, but the actual homeless procedure it's been going on probably 4-5 months.
It is a safe haven. It's somewhere they can come and they'll be safe. We'll keep them safe, and we'll give them what our resources allow us to do. But then there's a counter side to that, whereas some of the fresh homeless people that haven't got addictions can come here and they can get mixed up with and friendly with the hardened addicts, and that can be counterproductive for them. So it is a mix. It's not a simple yes or no.
So how long have you been homeless for?
On and off since I was 15.
How old are you now?
25.
10 years.
Yeah, my dad done himself when he was 15. It's not the only reason, but obviously that happened, and then started using drugs. I went from cocaine, magic, ket, and then the heavy stuff, started smoking crack, and spice. Do you get what I mean? I'm actually a week clean now, which I'm proud of myself, to be honest. But it's mad, it's like a little family, man. It's crazy, do you get what I mean? At first you feel like you're on your own, but you're not, and then all the homeless, we all stick together. It's like a little family. I don't know, people just sleep randomly there. I'll make myself a little den. Do you get what I mean? I'll get a tent or whatever. I won't just rest up on the sidewalk. Do you get what I mean? So I don't know. I've thought into it a bit more than probably most other people, but my experience, it's been a good, bad experience really. Some good times and bad times, yeah. But only the last week I got put in it's called the Lansdowne Hotel in Fallowfield. I got put there yesterday. So, but I've been with Emma at her place for the last week or so. But before that, I was outside. The Opera House, Phantom of the Opera, there facing on the steps there. But yeah.
Do you know where you will be tomorrow?
No, I don't know, to be honest. I live in the moment. I don't even know what I'm going to be in the next 20 minutes, to be honest with you. I've got an idea, but it's not guaranteed because I'm rough sleeping. I found a little spot in Hume. It's actually under a tree, which is quite funny because I've got company upstairs, the birds. So these guys, they wake me up in the morning. I feel like I'm in nature, to be honest with you, because I'm in peace. I look at the world around me, but I don't judge anyone. I just let people do their own thing and I just do me. 12 months time, hopefully having a roof over my head.
Don't always do more, but there's limits on what you can do on an evening. And even during the day, you can't really do more. If the bed spaces aren't there, you just can't magically come out with fresh air. Each story is different. You'll go home thinking, what they're going to do tonight, what I could have done different to help the guys.
Because this poem's about one, yeah?
Do you ever find with you being like a service that it's harder for you because they've had like bad experiences with a service before?
100%. Yeah. Especially because obviously I work for the ambulance service as well. I know that they get into hospital and they don't deal with the social issues. They don't understand why they self-discharge. So there becomes a certain attitude, oh, he's just going to come in and then he's going to leave, so there's no point in doing anything. But actually, it's our duty to do it, and this is the bad experience that's just causing like a vicious cycle.
The winter is, we have obviously Christmas and everything like that, but because of the weather, if it goes below 0 degrees for more than 3 nights, we have cold weather procedure, which is, it's basically a legislation to get all of vulnerable people into a hotel. That is our busiest time because we're open normal evening provision for 2 hours, and then we open up for 2 to 3 hours to do cold weather and getting everyone into places. It's just like a youth club. It's just, and we've had, like Elle said, we've had times where people have slept in the building overnight because we don't want to be like, we've got no more spaces, off you go back on the street, because it's physically freezing for anyone to be outside. I think we've made a very safe space for them to feel that they're equal, they can have banter with any of the staff and everything like that, so it is definitely a safe place for them to balloon or to cry or to just come and sit and have a brew. It depends on what they want to do that day. So
And it's completely judgment free, isn't it? And they just feel, I feel like when they're on the streets and people are walking past and ignoring them, they feel dehumanised, and here they're just another person that's just come in for something to eat, change clothes.
Coffee for Craig clearly gives care and support to those on the streets that desperately need it. But who helps those who have escaped the ravages of living rough? Invisible Manchester allows those who know the streets of the city best to turn their experiences into opportunity as tour guides.
Yeah, so it was founded in 2016 by Zakia up in Edinburgh. So we are Invisible Cities, and then from Invisible Cities there's Invisible Manchester, Edinburgh, Glasgow, Cardiff and York. So yeah, it started up in Edinburgh, and then Alice started it in Manchester. She went on a tour up in Edinburgh and was like, this is amazing, I want to do this in Manchester. And she was a student down here, and that's kind of how Invisible Manchester came about.
We used to have to, we actually used to sleep, me and my mate used to sleep in this tunnel. And we'd wake up in the morning and we'd knock on the back door here. And the priest at the time, Father Michael, God rest him, he's gone now, used to give us a cup of tea and toast in the mornings. And I said to him, well, I had a dream last night that I put doors on the end of the tunnel. That was me couch up there, that was me telly in the corner, and I had French doors opening up to my patio area. He went, Danny, drink your tea and sod off. After I came out of the army, I run my own business, which, as you say, you burn the candle both ends, because I was looking after my family, trying to run the business, and I ended up with the mental breakdown in the way. So no, I didn't expect to become homeless. Homelessness can happen to anyone, young or old, rich or poor, a woman or a man. You can end up where I am. So remember us, you see on the streets. It could be you or someone that you knew. My tour is based around my poetry. I take people around to different locations, and at each location I read a piece of my poetry, which through Invisible Manchester had the great honour of having my book published. We're not, we're not the type of tour that we take you out and show you this is the hotel, or this is that, or this is that. We tend to go out in for working with the homeless.
Yeah, I guess people who come on the tours as well, they're like, this is amazing. This is kind of breaking down my own personal prejudices that I didn't know I had. My family came on one the other day and they were like, oh, I can't believe he knows so much. And I was like, yeah. Just like, just because somebody's experienced homelessness doesn't mean that they aren't capable of so many different things. I have always had a real passion for working with rough sleepers in particular. I am from a little village back home and you can't see visible homelessness. So then when I moved to Manchester for uni, I was like, oh my gosh, this is awful. Everything that we do, 100% of the profits go directly back into supporting people affected by homelessness. So whether that's through, we do weekly training sessions with the guides, like teaching them how to present to a group, or we do humour workshops, all kinds of things. We did a Zoom workshop the other day. So it's kind of funding that. And then we also do social impact projects with the wider kind of homelessness network, which are again funded through tour sales and through different kind of projects we do.
I've been homeless 3 times in my life, from when I was a teenager. I was very scared, very, very scared. And it's actually quite a desolate feeling, not belonging anywhere. Because when I was 19, it was the 70s, and homelessness wasn't talked about at all. There were no charities to help. There was nowhere to go. I couldn't see a way out. It's a very frightening, very scary thing, especially when I was 19 and there was no help anywhere. I could not see a way out.
Being homeless is not the problem, it is just the system. And if we can't or won't fix the system, then thousands are destined to live out their lives without anywhere to call their home. While there are many groups like Coffee for Craig and Invisible Manchester who work hard up and down the country to elevate the suffering of those who walk invisible, the problem grows year on year. If we can't take the time to help those less fortunate than ourselves, then what does that say about the society we call home?